here tonight to mourn us losing those soldiers. I wanted to bring greetings from the federal government, the federal Mauritanian Network Federal Bureau or Federal Board with our President Houleye. So we have a few members of the board here, including Gise, including Hawa Sal and Houleye Sal, and of course we have plenty of members here. So we would like to thank the Mauritanian Network for making this evening possible and having done so for so many years before today. And of course, before that, as Gise had stated earlier, it has been celebrated before that until that point. But the organization has really put resources away to make sure that we do not forget this day, that to make sure that on every November 28th that we get together to make sure our voice is heard, to make sure we mourn our brothers that were killed in the November 27, 28. So thank you so much for doing this, but we also would like to thank the organization. The second thing I wanted to do is to thank these kids right here, starting with Sarah, going down. They're like 5, 6, I think it's 14, 15. And this is what we want. We want to see kids come out, and we want them to, I saw Gilly earlier, she was speaking, and she brought her friend. That's what she's right there. That's what we want, and we want our kids who were born in this country to make sure that they know the story. Because until they know the story, we will not have fighters tomorrow. We want to make sure that the legacy is here. We want to make sure that these kids know that even though they were born in America, they're Mauritanians. That's got to be crystal clear. We are Mauritanians. We will remain Mauritanians for the rest of our lives, even if we were born in America, even if we have the American passport, even if we've been here 50,000 years, we are still Mauritanians at the heart. And we will continue to be Mauritanians. And if it's not me, it's going to be my son or my daughter who's going to continue this fight tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right.
Something else I wanted to say is we are so eager, usually the Mauritanian black struggle, the fighters are so eager to criticize themselves. We are always like, oh, we fought for like 1,000 years, we have no accomplishments, but in Pular they're like, and Bawa but and Nganda but like they're always criticizing themselves. But I think it's time for at some point for us to pat ourselves in the back and say kudos for standing up for 30 years.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can. Recently, the Mauritanian government offered to pay $27 billion to make sure we shut up, to make sure we close our mouths, to make sure we don't talk about the injustices that happened. And I mean a billion with a B. So for the government to come out and try to pay you $27 billion for you not to talk, that means what you're saying is bothering. And you should congratulate yourself.
That's right.
We have to make sure that this is the time to continue to stand up.
Yeah.
The third thing I wanted to say is I wanted to congratulate the young men that stood up here, the orphans. We call them les orphelins. When their dads were killed, they were like 5, 6, or even less than that. Basically what they heard were the stories of their mothers who were the champions of this fight, who fought with their tears and sweat for 20-something years, whose sons, it was the mothers who installed this fight in their sons. They could have said, I'm just a black Mauritanian woman. I could go to the market, cook rice and eat and forget about this. There's so many things that are going through a widow's mind, but with the trauma, with the sweat, with the struggles, with being a single mother raising boys and girls, they still stood up to fight.
That's
and
right.
because of that,
Come on.
their sons are here today. Because of that, we have the Alliance pour les Orphans right now. They have organized themselves. They have an organization of the orphans whose dad were killed, who are here today. We should say congratulations to these mothers who have instilled this sense of fight, this sense of struggle. Something else I wanted to say is to go to the Mauritanian Mauritanian government. As my brother has said earlier, whether it's today, tomorrow, in 50 years or 75 years, justice will prevail in Mauritania. I want everyone in this room to say justice will prevail in Mauritania.
Justice will prevail in Mauritania.
They need to release the detainees. We want justice.
Justice.
You cannot buy our struggle.
You cannot buy our struggle.
Thank you. And what I want to